This session, it's going to be about a creation of a conversational chatbot. So most of the people, in and around are talking a lot of stuff about this AI, and it is getting, popular. It is becoming very popular, to be obvious. And if you ask me, in the traditional means, like a year or 2 years back, creating a chatbot or something, it might have been a complex process. So with Azure, we are going to do this chatbot in Azure, which is a cloud provider, which is a cloud by Microsoft. So here we are going to simplify this complex task, and we are going to create um, a small conversational bot. Okay. So before we begin, this is just a short note about me. I'm an IoT developer. I have an IoT developer specialty in Azure. I'm a DevOps engineer expert, and for the fun fact, I'm a big foodie and I love biryani for people who are foodies. And thanks so much for joining this event in on Friday Eve. I know the next 2 days are going to be our week offs, but you still chose to join. That really is a great thing. So thanks for joining. So before we dive in, so let's understand what we are going to create. So we are going to create a chatbot. Chatbot in the sense that we are going to give something to the bot, and we are going to get a response. And that should be something, according to our scenarios, which it should be our own plan, right? So yeah. So the technology behind this is NLP. So this word is also a buzzword right now. NLP, which stands for Natural Language Processing. So in this NLP, we have two other things called NLG and NLU. The NLP, natural language processing, they say. In a sense, a computer communicates in the codes like zeros and ones. So we have evolved from that stage, and we're already talking and speaking in our own language, and the machine is understanding that, right? So that is NLP, and NLU is for understanding that, and G for generating. So this whole package together is NLP, which is natural language processing, which is a major concept in the aspect of creating a chatbot. So let's say a quick overview about what we are going to create. So just a gist, and most of the part will be quite understandable in the practical session. So I will make this presentation a little shorter because once we dive into the hands-on part, that will be more interesting and understandable. So here will be I will just provide the gist of what we are going to do. Okay. So in order to create a bot, chatbot, let's say, be it any kind of bot, we should need an data, right? So let's say if I'm going to create a conversational bot just for me, personal assistant, let's say. So for that kind of a bot, I should need a different kind of data. And let's say the popular application chatbots, meaning in Disha and everything, right? So each and every bot needs a separate segmentation of data. So that is the first stage for preparing your bot. I mean, creating a bot. The first stage is preparing the data. So the second stage is, with the data which you have prepared, we are going to train the bot and going to create more accurate and more response. The responses should be very easy to understand, and it should be realistic, right? So that is the second part. And third part, we are going to deploy this chatbot in, let's say, a channel. Let's deploy it in either Teams or Slack. So today we are going to do that, and this is just preparing the data, training the data, and we are going to deploy the chatbot. So what is a conversational bot? As I've already said about this bot, right? We're going to create a bot. So conversational bot. Why should we create a conversational bot? First, what is a conversational bot? Let's say um, if you asked 10 years before, instead of going to beat any problem, you're facing a transaction issue in your bank. So the traditional method is to go to the bank, because a lot of people might not know the process on what to do. Let's say in case I have forgot my ATM pin, so I might not know how to approach them and everything. So I should automatically go to the bank and go there, sit all day and get it ready, right? So this has changed drastically, and we have a lot of bots. For each bank we have a bot. Just type in the keyword ATM pin, and it will give you a lot of suggestions. And in the next 5 minutes, you will be able to regenerate your pin and everything. So that is the simple, the work is simplified, and it is going to save you a lot of time and resource. That is a bot. So we are saying this is a conversational bot. We are going to converse with it, and this is going to be a chat bot. The bots can be various. We have video bots, voice bots, a lot. But this session is, we are going to stick with the chat bot. Why is it needed? As I've already said, we are going to simplify the work or human intervention instead of going doing the things traditionally. We're going to concentrate on how to make it automated and get more precise results. Okay. So there is, previously I've told about preparing the data, right? So there is this word known as knowledge base. The knowledge base stands for, knowledge base. That here itself has its own meaning. The data which we have prepared, right? That is going to act as a knowledge base. Let's say if I'm going to create a personal assistant for my own use, that that data will be put into a file, and that is going to be called as a knowledge base. So the preparing part going to be uploaded into this knowledge base, and this knowledge base, based upon this knowledge base, we can also train it, further enhancements for the better results, right? So we're going to train it, we're going to evaluate it, we're going to retrain it, we're going to get the customer updates, fixes, and everything, and finally we're going to deploy it. So that is how everything works, right? Even the software and everything. Yeah, let's see a few applications of chatbot, healthcare bots, chatting bots, personal assistance bot. These days bots are everywhere. They are making things more easier. Before it might be a complex process to do such things, few things, but now it is simplified. Even the healthcare, we are using bots, right? You should only have to give your symptoms and everything. It will diagnose your criteria on that symptoms, and it will give you a whole diagnosis of what you have. Let's say if I'm having headache, my temperature, I'm feeling like a little high feverish and everything. So everything we have to give input, and the bot is going to respond back with an solution. It might be a fever, it might be malaria. You just go consult this doctor, or if you want to book an appointment, that can also be enabled with this chatbot. A few pros and cons of this chatbot. It reduces workload and saves time. That is the major part. I mean, that is a very big advantage of the bot services nowadays. It is more precise and more efficient. Yeah, obviously. So the con part is, we have to continuously keep this data part, right, which I've already talked about, right? The data for that bot, which is a knowledge base. We should have to keep on training it, keep on updating it, and we have to do all the fine tunings, and that has to be done manually. So there, right now I don't have any automation there, because the humans need to be interpreted in that process. I would not say that's a con, but it's still a con. Yeah. Okay, let's dive into the hands-on session. Yeah, this will be a little interesting. Okay. So this is for the beginners. This is how a Microsoft Azure account looks like. If you feel like that there is a free tier also. If you feel like you want to experiment a few things, you want to try out some things, you can always register to the free trial account, and it's not going to cost you much. I mean, you will be charged ₹2, and it will also be refunded back to you. And this you will be given a certain amount, like 15,000 rupees. Obviously you can't spend it outside of this Azure. So for creating resource and everything, you can very much complete that in this free trial account. And if you like it furthermore, you can also upgrade to pay as you go, and there are a lot of plans also. Yeah, so this is how an Azure portal looks like. You can just give in portal.azure.com, and this will appear. If you don't have an account there, it will be prompting you to create an account. So this is the search bar. So in order to create a chatbot, we need a language service. So whatever the service need, or whatever you need in this Azure, just go to the search bar, type in language. I mean, right now I need language, so I'm typing the language. So if you need something else, you can just type on that, and the results will pop up in the bottom. So here it is, language. Let's create a language. It's right here. So it is going to be custom question answering. We are not going to create a complex bot or anything. So it will be a little simple bot, let's say. Yeah, custom question answering bot. Select, continue to create resource. So here you will be prompted to give a few informations. Yeah, pretty much everything will be, self-understandable, but still I will tell you about this. This is the subscription. Right now I'm using a free trial just to show you how, efficient a free trial account is. You can click the free trial. Here is a resource group. So why do we need to create a resource group? Let's say I'm going to create a chatbot, right? So there are a lot of things that can be created using Azure. We can create a VM, we can create a dev box, and a lot of things. So if we create this resource group, everything which I'm going to create further after this is going to be stored in this resource group. And if in case I don't want this chatbot, I want it to be deleted, I should only have to delete this resource group, and everything else associated to that resource group will be deleted. It might be a little tricky, but going forward, I will tell you why it is so important. So you can, if you have an existing resource group, you can select it over here. If you have not, just click on new. New, okay. So let's name this bot as, okay, language bot RG. I've given an RG in the end. This is a convention in Microsoft. You can give it or you can also ignore it, but it is a best practice to give an RG in the end because it shows that it is a resource group. Going forward, you will have a lot of resources, I've said, right? Creating a lot of resources. If you give this RG, it will be easily for you to understand that this is a resource group. So let's follow the convention. Okay. Name. So name of this language service. Okay. My first lang. Okay. My first lang. You can name it however you want, however you feel convenient, you can name it. The pricing tie-up. So here for the free trial, I only have 1K calls per minute, right? So it stands for 1K transactions per minute. So per minute, I can do 1K transaction. A transaction means a request and a response. Let's say I'm saying hi to the bot. The hi is going there and I'm getting a response, right? That's one transaction. So it is pretty much enough to explore the whatever you want to create in this bot service. So I'm clicking this, and rest of the bot is already filled, and I'm agreeing to the terms and conditions. Review plus create. Okay, validation failed. Let's see that failed. Sometimes a few errors might pop out, but you should have to go check what went wrong. It might be a little means a spelling or something. Just change it and it will work fine. So meanwhile, it is saying that the running final validation, right? So let's wait a minute. Okay, failed again. Okay, no problem. I have already a language service, so let's go with that. So when you click, something went wrong here. You should have to just give OK, and it should say that validation passed. If it says validation is passed, the service will look like this. Okay, so the language service will be look like this. Okay. No, I already created one, just in case if this happens, because it happens a few times. So I've created a language service in Azure. Now we have to go to another language studio, which is language.cognitive.azure.com. So whatever the account which you're logging here, right, in Azure, let's say I've logged in with here with this account. The same account should be logged in with in here also in this language module. Okay, this and this matches, right? So let's create a new project. Okay, let's name it Jarvis. Okay. Okay. So here you can, understand questions and conversational language, right? So click on this. Here we have a lot of features like extract information and a lot of things, but we are going to concentrate on the bot. So understand questions and conversational language. Click on that. Custom answering. Yeah. Now let's create another one. So the language is going to be English. And if the answer, if you are asking a question to the bot, and if it does not know the answer, you can the text is here. No answer found. So if the bot doesn't understand the question, it will say that no answer found. Just in case, right? Yeah. Creating project now. Okay. You can see over here loading project completed. Yeah. Add sources. Yeah. So this the next step is, I have created a language service and I've also opened this language module here. So we are going to add, the first step is I said preparing the data, right? So I should, give that data, feed that data into the system, right? So that's how it works. Give add source. This is going to be a chit chat bot, chit chat bot. And you can also, go with the default things which are available. Professional, how do you want your bot to respond? Should it be professional? Should it be witty, caring, enthusiastic? These are the default ones. You can also customize your bot, but let's stick with the default ones here. This is for the understanding, right? So why not witty? Let's give it witty. So yeah, add chit chat bot. The resources adding. Okay, so Q&A chit chat witty. The category of the bot is witty, which we have given, right? So we are going to select this. Again, there is a catch over here. For adding the resource, I've selected chit chat, right? Instead of this, you might be creating your own bots, right? This chit chat. If I create this chit chat, it comes up with the default responses from the bot. If I say hi, it will say hi, but it is not created. I mean, the knowledge base is not created by me. It is a default one which we already have in this Azure. So in case if you have your own knowledge base, let's add the file over here. Instead of going and add to the sources and clicking chit chat, you can give files, or if you have the URL to the file, that is also fine. Let's also add a file over here. Choose a file, downloads sample2. Okay. This is how the file looks like. Just the two row columns, which is a question and an answer. How for what question, what kind of answer should be expected from what? That's it. So you can go on with this and upload it over there. Yeah. Okay, we have done that. Let's stick with the default one here. After this, you should have to, you can edit the knowledge base. You can test it over here also. But right now, let's deploy this chatbot. For this, I came here, deploy, and I have deployed. The project is in progress. Okay. Might take a minute or two before the final thing. Let's wait for that.
Okay. While we are waiting, there is a quick question in the chat. Like, does it provide support to any file extension?
Um, for the knowledge base, you're asking. I mean, for the sources, right?
Yeah, for the sources. Yeah.
Mm. For the sources right now, Excels are accepted. And if you have the URLs, you can also upload it and you can paste it over there. Simple Excel, XML. Excels are pretty much simple, right? This is how it is. Even the WhatsApp. If recently I have been to this conference. I mean, college. Actually, we created a new chatbot with the WhatsApp chat. I had a dummy chat conversing with a friend, and I have exported that, and I have cleaned the data and made it into a simple Excel file, and I have uploaded it over here. And whenever I text in the bot, it will respond to me like the way in a way that my friend would respond, right? So that we did. So you can do that also. Yeah. So yeah, your knowledge base is now deployed. You can get your URL or create a bot. So this is the message you should get after deploying your knowledge base. If you get this, your knowledge base is successfully deployed. If you don't, you might have missed something and you should check it. After this, we are going to the last step, which is creating a bot service in Azure. So it is saying here, create a bot. Yeah. As I said, right, the free trial comes up with a credit limit. You can use this. You can use this entirely over here. And if you want, you can upgrade to the pay-as-you-go subscription. Yeah. So we have been redirected to this uh, thing for creating our bot service. This will be the most important step for creating a bot. So resource group, which we have already created, right? Lang.bot.org. So we are going to stick with this because whatever we are creating related to this particular bot, we are going to store it in this resource group, which is lang.bot.org. Yeah, we have selected that. Handle. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. We have a few errors. Let's correct them. So lang 34, I've selected this. Okay. So here we have a resource key, right? So we have created a knowledge, I mean, language service in Azure. So in order to create, I mean, deploy your bot, you should need to connect this language with your bot service. So here, this is a simple process. Let's go to here. Let's open our language service, which we have created initially. Okay. Here you will find keys and endpoints, right? Click on that and you will have two keys. You can select either of those keys and just go to the chatbot which you're going to create. Just paste it over there. It will connect your language service to the bot service which you're going to create. Okay. Python bot services. Okay. Click on this. Okay. So when you have created your language, I mean the bot service after putting all your endpoints, this will look like this. And here you will find this field called channels. So where do you want this chatbot to be deployed? Do you want it to be in your Teams chat? Do you want it to be a web application? There are a lot of, as you can see, Outlook, Skype, Slack, Telegram, and you can deploy it wherever you want. I mean, wherever you feel, confident. So right now we are going to deploy this bot over Teams. Okay. So for that, I should click on Teams, and it already says for me here open in Teams. If this doesn't show up, you can always go here down and click on the Teams option, and it will be redirected here. Open in Teams. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it an input. Hi. Okay, so we're getting a response. So basically, what happening here is when I give this hi, it goes and hits the language service, and it goes to the knowledge base which you have created. And for this hi, whatever the response we have stored it over there, it will be our response. Let's ask, what is your name? Not much apparently. Just because we gave this as a witty personality, that's giving a witty answer. That's it. In this case, which if we have given a professional, category of this bot, what is your answer? It might have said that I don't have a name because I'm a bot. But for that, we have given a witty personality, right? So what's in a name? Not much apparently because I don't have one. Kind of witty, right? So this is how Azure made bot creation simplify. So let's ask more questions. Tell me a joke. How many humans does it take to screw a light bulb? Yeah. So it works wonders. Even though that I have not trained this bot to answer such answer for these answers, we have a default thing with Azure. So I went with that. So this is a bot creation for you in a nutshell. And if you want anything, I can ask the bot. So if anything comes up, let me know what. And after that, we'll go to the main part, which is Q&A. That is the most important part. Yeah.